Chumash and Rashi, the Torah portion, Naso, second one of the book of Midbar of Numbers. It's actually the longest Torah portion. We begin, today's is short. We begin in chapter 4, verse 21. Hidaber Hashem al Moshe Lemor, and Hashem spoke to Moshe saying, Nasai. So it translates here, senses. The literal translation means to uplift, to raise up. It's raise up the head. So take the senses, in other words, count heads. Bnei Gershon, the sons of Gershon, they are a Levite family. The second, at the end of the last portion, we counted the Kohati family, and now we're counting the Gershon family. And then we'll continue with the Merari family. So there's the three families of the Levites, the sons of Levi. Gamheim, them also, lebeis abaisam, to their father's home, lemishbechoisam, to their families, by their families. Rashi now says, Roish b'nei Gershon gamheim. So take the senses of the sons of Gershon, them as well. As I've commanded you, all b'nei Kahas, regarding the sons of Kahas, as mentioned that it was at the end of last week's Torah portion. Shpaita asked the question, why weren't these three all together in one portion? Because, they're a continuous idea of counting the three Levite families. Leaders Kama yesh, to see how many there are. Sheyagiu lechlal avodah, that have reached the category. In other words, that they're old enough to do the service of the sanctuary. When do you count them from? Ben shleshim shana, from 30 years from Ayla and upwards. Ad ben chamishim, ad until 50 years old shana. Tifkei daisam, you shall count them. Kol habal itzaba, all those that have come to the army, in other words, are eligible for the army. Tzva lav lizvay tzava, to serve in the army. Laveda veda, they're the ones who will perform the service ba'oil ma'id, in the oil ma'id. It's interesting, and Rashi doesn't say here. Maybe he did. I didn't pick up on it by Kahas. I imagine it said the same thing. That eligible for the army, because eligible for the army is from age 20 to 60. So, why would the verse, why would the Torah say, eligible for the army? Yeah, although those ages are eligible ages, but anyways. This is the service of the family of the Gershonites, Gershon, Ulamasa, to serve and to carry. Nasos Yirais, they must carry the coverings of the Mishkan, which the tapestry, the Mishkan, as Oyel Mohed, and that of the tent of meeting. Michsehu, its covers, is Michse Atachash, the Tachash skin covering. Asher Olav Milamayla, it's upon it from above. There were three coverings. If you remember, the Mishkan, the sanctuary, the tabernacle didn't have a permanent roof. It wasn't permanent at all, right? But it had three different layers of skins. And that's what I just mentioned over here. Also, they have the screen for the entrance of the tent of meeting. Let's see Rashi in 25. Yiras Mishkan, the coverings of the tabernacle spread. Eser Atachtenis, the 10 lower ones. They were, or Rashi says that exactly, because they were 10 pieces that were fastened together. That's how they were made. That's Oyal Ma'id, the tent of meeting. Yuda is easy. This is the panels of goat's hair, Asuyas Oyal Olav, that were made as a tent to spread over the Mishkan. And its cover, that's the ram skins that were dyed red. That's right. So those are the three different layers. Masach Pesach, the screen for the entrance. Vilan HaMizrachi, the eastern curtain. Here, this is tabernacle over here. Okay. 26. There's Kalei Achotzer. Sorry. The Kalei Achotzer, those are the nettings of the courtyard. Vesmes, Masach Pesach, and the screen for the Pesach Shar Achotzer, the entrance gateway for the courtyard. As a Mishkan of the Mishkan. There's Mizbeach Saviv, there's Mitzrayim, and the altar all around. There's Mitzrayim and the ropes. There's Kol Klei Avodasim and all of the utensils that were used for the service. There's Kol Asher Yasev Lahem Va'avadu, and all that was made for them and that they used to serve. Rashi is Asher Alam Mishkan, so that were over the tabernacle. Kalayim, that's to say, HaKalayim Amaso Shel Chatzir, the curtains and the screen of the courtyard, HaSeichichim, which screen Maginim and provide protection al Mishkan over the tabernacle, al Mizbeach HaNecheshes, and the outside, right? That's this over here. See over here? All of this around here, that's what they had to take apart and to carry when they would move from one place to another. It's called Asher Yasalem, and everything that was done for them. Kitarguma, this should be understood according to Onkelus's translation. The Yas called the Yismasar Lahoyin, and everything that shall be handed over to them, Livnei Gershon, to the sons of Gershon. Okay. 27. Alpi Arain. This is all done according to Arain. And there's all this service is done according to Arnovanab and his sons. Tia Kol Abaydas B'nei Hagershoni will be the entire service of the sons of Gershon, the Chol Amasam, for all of their burden, the Chol Abaydasam, all of their service. Uvekadatem Aleihem B'mishmeres is Kol Eis Kol Shemasam, and you have to designate upon them their charge for all of their burden, right? Alpi Aaron Uvanov, that this is done in accordance to Aaron and his sons, Ve'eza Mehabanim Mamun Aleim, of which son is particularly in charge over there, V'yadisam ben Aaron HaKayin, as we will see in the next verse, it's Aaron's son, Isamar. He is the one who is particularly responsible. And this is the service of the sons of, or the family of the sons of Gershon, in the tent of meeting, Mishmartam, and this is their charge. V'yad Isamar ben Aaron HaKayin, in the hands of Isamar, the son of Aaron, the Kohen, the priest. Interesting. Like the previous verse, sounds like a little repetitive. Or like why are we giving the gender, that it's Aaron and his sons, and specifically the verses then coming to tell us that it's Yisamar in particular? What is there, right? Like, what do we have from knowing that it's Aaron and his sons, but yet it's Yisamar, the son of Aaron? And Rashi, it doesn't seem to me he's addressing it. Follow the question, Pesach. In 26, in 27, it says, right, that it's going to be Al Pi Aaron Ubanov, right? That should be the Avodah B'nei Gershoni. And the next verse, Zayis Avodah Mishpachas B'nei Gershoni, B'ayal Meid, Mishmartem B'yad Yisama Ben Aaron, but it's specifically Aaron, Yisama, the son of Aaron. So what do we have in the previous verse that's necessary to tell us? Why do you have to tell us that it's, why not tell us specifically who it is?
One to the general, one to specifically, that's your question.
Yeah,
What's the point to say it in general and then?
exactly. When it's not who in general is taking care, right? Let's see if there ever says anything on this. No. Hmm. So interesting thought over here. So the name of the parsha is Naso, which, as I've said, means to uplift, right? And it's the second family that it's particularly speaking about. The Gershon, right? Kahas, the name of the Kahas, who was in the previous Torah portion, excuse me, the previous Torah portion. So that family, they carried the more, the ultimate stuff. They carried the Ark of the Covenant. They carried the menorah, the altars. So their job was more, as you would say, choshuv, more important. all jobs are important, but theirs was, had a greater honor and greater because you're carrying the Ark of the Covenant, when you're traveling and you're carrying the menorah, right? As opposed to they're carrying the skins that are covering the sanctuary, the Mishkan, the tabernacle. It's less choshuv, right? So you would think that the name of the parsha, Naso, right, which means to uplift, should be related then to kahas, right? So if anything, the Torah portion should begin with kahas, and because he's the one who's uplifted in what they do. So the Rebbe answers, he says, by giving a parallel, that the Talmud tells us that great is the study of Torah because it brings to action, it brings to deed. In other words, its greatness is that it brings to, that it doesn't remain in the world, the abstract world, but it brings to action. It brings to action. So here, when you speak about the greater thing, right? So on one hand, Torah is greater, but its greatness is that it brings you to doing the mitzvahs. So Kahas on one hand is greater because they're carrying the Ark of the Covenant, which has got the Torah in it. It's got the tablets. It has a Torah. So in that sense, it's greater. But its greatness is that it should a Torah that it should uplift you to bring you to action, bring you to do the deed, to do. So that's why Naso is specifically by Gershon, who, it brought to action. So it's just like giving a parallel. All right, Tanya coming up.